Hello and welcome to Planning Thailand Adventure 5. I'm going to do a little video now about insurance, and this is a bit controversial because a lot of issues have been going on lately with people in Thailand who have no health insurance. Well, it's not necessarily health insurance that we're talking about, but it is travel insurance, and equally that's important. That could actually be the difference between you not being able to get home and having an illness and getting home safely and quickly using various methods such as ambulances and personal services. Having an insurance policy if you're able-bodied is a matter of, whatever really. Just you could even use your own bank account travel insurance, because that will cover you. However, if you're like me, then you've got extra problems such as disability, then this is where it gets a bit hairy and expensive. And I was having a chat with one of my subscribers, and they were telling me that they've had a quote. The cheapest one that they could get for two people was £457. This was for a month's trip to Thailand, which sounds very, very expensive. I don't know their personal circumstances, I don't know their health conditions, but all I can do is show you from my own point of view and the things I discovered when I was doing this. I've actually been lucky. I found two companies that I liked and I played with, as it were. The first one I got rid of last year because I was really, well, I'll tell you more about that in a moment, but for now, the whole insurance thing is important, and if you're thinking to yourself you're probably not going to bother, I would probably say think again, because it can save you if you become ill abroad and you need to be repatriated back to the UK. Then all of that will cover it. Obviously, if you go to hospital, you break a leg or whatever, hospital bills can be quite expensive. Not being rude, but if you want to remain alive and functioning and not die from infections, then you're probably looking at having to go private hospital route, which is obviously going to cost you a lot more money, but obviously then you will get a good service. Now, I know that people have told me that they sometimes don't bother because they think it's a complete waste of time. True enough that there is no guarantee that you're going to get paid out, because obviously until you test it you're not going to know if they're going to pay out for whatever problem it is. And I know one time that I had travel insurance, I was ill and I went to the doctor. I had to buy medication from them, and I claimed it back when I got back here, and basically my excess didn't cover it, so I didn't actually make a claim in the end because it would have cost me more money. So sometimes you have to make the judgment about whether you're going to claim or not, because whether it's actually worth the effort. Obviously, if you're ill and you need to be repatriated, then that could cost thousands of pounds. But for disabled people, it's extremely difficult to find cheap travel insurance that you can rely on. Anyway, so let's get on with the video, and I'll try and show you some of the options that I looked at. Okay, so welcome to this part. We're going to have a look at some travel insurance for disabilities, and the biggest thing about having insurance, travel insurance, is they do a what they call a medical screening program, and what you will find is that they will load your premium based on your declarations. And the biggest thing about that is that if you decided not to declare a particular condition, and it was found that you made a claim, and they would probably not pay out. So it's false economy to think that you can get away with it, which in my case is a bit annoying, because my condition actually has no effect on me. Yet the two questions that they ask you, I'll show you those in a moment, the two questions that they ask you, I always answer no, because they don't affect me. However, just by answering the question that I have CP, cerebral palsy, I immediately get loaded, even though I've answered no to how it affects you. So I find this very, very annoying and frustrating, and this is one of the reasons why I changed my insurance company. So I was with Insure and Go for a year, but when I came to renew, I had this issue regarding declaring my CP, and I wasn't happy with their answers to this. Basically, they said just say no to CP. Now, immediately alarm bells went off in my head. I'm thinking, okay, fair enough. So I make a claim, and then they find out that I've got CP and I haven't declared it, so they won't pay out. So I said to them, look, if I don't declare it, obviously I get a lower premium, but then I claim. What they said to me was that if that happens, the incident has to be nothing related to my condition. What I'm doing is I'm declaring that I'm able, but the incident that happens, if it's something to do with my condition, then they will not pay out, because obviously I haven't declared it. Because my point about that is that any incident, it's not going to be related to CP in any way, shape or form. Well, I can't think of anything that would happen that would be caused by my CP. I mean, they could probably argue that if I fell over, that was caused by CP, loss of balance. So very dodgy ground, and I wasn't happy about paying out for a policy, even though I had a policy for it 1 year. I wasn't happy about paying out for it, to find out that in the event of a problem that they wouldn't pay out at all. So I decided to change to a different company. So anyway, let's have a look at the various options that we have. So typing in the travel insurance disability, we get the paid adverts at the top, and Stay Sure, I believe, is the one that I'm currently with. But the all cleared travel is the one that my subscriber was telling me about. And I appreciate that if you're able-bodied, then you probably won't pay anything at all, because you can actually get free travel insurance with your bank account, with your credit card. For me, those are ridiculous, because I would never get them. Because when you phone up to book in, to inform them of your particular circumstances, they always tell you they load it, and you end up paying loads of money. So you may as well not bother. Let's have a look at some of these, shall we? Let's do one of these, and obviously we need to decide on whether it's a single trip or an annual trip. We're going to travelling from the UK, and we're going to worldwide. Now you can exclude Thailand there, so we have to have worldwide, all countries. Policy start date, well, let's just do tomorrow, and will we go on a cruise during this, which is no. Immediately you're limiting yourself to, if there was some sort of cruise and you couldn't do it. Covered for a individual, and there's a number of travellers to be one, and the traveller's age is 56. Yes, I really am. Okay, and then we're going to have to put in the personal details. Okay, so we've done the personal details and we're now ready to move on. There are some conditions here, so you have to be registered with a medical practitioner in your home country. You have to be travelling from and returning to the UK. You have to not be already travelling, so you can't get insurance whilst you're out and about. And you have to travel for a minimum of 2 nights in pre-booked accommodation. So let's move on and just see what happens. So we have a basic cover, which is 52, or we have a comprehensive cover. Now I believe that I went for the comprehensive because I'm pretty certain that that's what I did, which obviously gives you medical emergencies up to 10 million and repatriation, although you do get that with the basic one. But there's a cancellation thing there of up to £5,000, which could be quite handy. Baggage also is covered. It's not covered. Personal liability, 2 million, and legal protection. So if you get arrested while you're there, then obviously you've got legal protection cover. And end supplier, whatever that is, I'm not too sure. But anyway, let's go with the comprehensive, and we can do a load of other extras. So I presume that there's a limitation on the number of days that you can stay as well, which is quite interesting. So connecting flight cover is quite interesting. So that's something that I didn't see before. So we've not selected any. Now I need to put in my details again, which is annoying. Don't know why I've got to do that. Now it says Traveller 1, it says you must have undiagnosed symptoms that may require future treatment. So symptoms awaiting investigation or awaiting results of investigations where the underlying causes have not been established, or you are awaiting surgery or awaiting to be discharged from post-op, then you obviously need to have a specialist conversation. So they're not going to insure you through this method. Carry on. Now, so you have to bear in mind that some conditions you're not going to get insured, and this is actually quite an important section. It's a medical conditions screening policy. So if you need to say yes to any of these, and you'll probably not get the insurance, or they will probably whack up the premium. So if you have ever suffered in the last 2 years, suffered from any medical or psychological conditions, and for which they received treatment, been prescribed medication, or are attending consultations or checkups. So this is for obviously people who are depressed, maybe, and who have schizophrenia, maybe, any sort of mental health conditions where you're on medication for it in the last 2 years. If you've ever suffered from or received treatment for heart attack, angina, chest pains, or any other heart condition, so high blood pressure, blood clots, cholesterol, or circulatory disease, any form of stroke or TIA, So you have to answer yes to those if you have any of those. And the other ones are if you're travelling against medical advice, or if you're travelling to Thailand in order to get treatment, or you have been told that you are terminally ill, if you're currently waiting for dialysis, chemotherapy or radiotherapy, and they cannot cover them online, so you have to go through their call centre. Claims relating to pre-existing medical conditions will not be covered unless all conditions have been declared to them before the commencement of the trip and accepted by them in writing. So this is where the problem comes for me. Now, what we will do is we will accept those as options, and then we will say, do I have any pre-existing medical conditions? So what I'm going to say is, yes, I have, and I'm going to declare it, because we can remember how much it was. It's £78.16p. So we will go yes to that. Now we need to type in the condition, cerebral palsy, okay, which is that one there. So we select it. Okay, now this is the questions that I get asked every time. Do I have weakness or paralysis of all four limbs? So the answer is no, I don't. And then the second question that I get asked is, do you have epilepsy? And the answer is no, I don't. So that's my two no's that I answer every single time. Continue. Okay, do you have any other conditions? No, I don't. So that is that. And we finish with that. Now, so what it's done, it's actually added £11.84 because of pre-existing medical conditions, which is cerebral palsy, right? So it's now 90 quid. Right? And you can see my face because there's a webcam on. It's just, why? Why? Right? Now, if I look at this statement here, so claims relating to pre-existing medical conditions will not be covered unless all conditions have been declared, right? So if I choose not to declare, so we'll take that out and we will remove that and we will finish. I would like to exit. Yes, I am. Okay, so, and it's back to £78.16. But there's only one problem with that now, is that as soon as they realise that when I make a claim, and they can make it out to be caused by my CP, then they're not going to pay out. So I don't know if you're the same as me, but whether you actually think that's fair for myself, that they are going to try and charge me £11 in order to get insured, when my condition, I've said no to both of those things. However, it's still costing me £11 extra over and above an able-bodied person of equivalent, age and physical capability. So obviously I'm not going to carry on with that, because otherwise I'd be buying it. I'd be paying for it. But you can see that the whole thing regarding insurance is a complete nightmare. Right, I hope you've enjoyed that episode. There is some more to come, so keep watching. Thank you for your support, and don't forget thumbs up, like and share, and come back again very soon. Bye for now.